Welcome to our top-tier security series. This is the 100 Days CISSP Mastery. Subscribe now and join the challenge. Let's master it together.
You decide it is time to earn your CISSP. You open a browser, search for study materials, and almost immediately hit a wall. 10 books turn into 50 study guides, boot camps, flashcards, thousands of video hours. They all pile up, leaving you staring at the screen entirely paralyzed. The instinct here is to buy everything. We assume that if we gather enough comprehensive materials, the knowledge will somehow transfer into our brains through sheer proximity. But the primary reason candidates fail the exam isn't because the material is impossible to learn. They fail because they get crushed under the weight of resource overload. When you try to juggle 5 different massive textbooks at once, you hit severe analysis paralysis. You read a chapter here, watch a video there, and ultimately never finish a single complete resource. Substituting the act of buying materials for the hard work of understanding them guarantees a failing score. Passing requires you to ruthlessly curate what goes on your desk. To curate properly, you have to realize what the CISSP actually is. This is a management and risk assessment exam. It is not a technical deployment test like you'd take in a university computer science program. If you treat it like a technical exam, you will waste weeks memorizing hundreds of specific server commands and obscure port numbers, while completely missing the overarching risk concepts the exam actually evaluates. This comparison table maps out 2 different approaches. On the left is the overstudier, drowning in inputs and heading straight for burnout. On the right is the approach successful candidates use, the optimizer. They follow a strict Holy Trinity strategy: exactly 1 core book, 1 question bank, and 1 video course. By stripping away the excess, the optimizer spends their hours mastering the core concepts deeply. They intentionally ignore the granular technical minutia that distracts everyone else. Forcing yourself into this limited strategy makes you stop thinking like a technician trying to fix a router and start thinking like the high-level security manager the exam expects you to be. Your core strategy starts with the primary text. For the vast majority of candidates, that is Mike Chapple's official CISSP study guide. It is widely considered the required text for the exam. This scorecard analyzes the official guide's utility. Because it maps directly to the 8 domains using the exact exam-focused language ISC² relies on, reading it cover to cover yields a maximum return on your time. The trade-off is density. The material is heavy. You have to commit to disciplined, paced reading over several weeks. Otherwise, your brain will simply reject the information and you'll burn out. Now, you will often hear veterans recommend a second legendary resource, Shon Harris's all-in-one exam guide. It is famous for its incredible technical depth. But look at the scorecard for the Harris book. If you try to use it as your primary cover-to-cover read, your managerial ROI plummets. You will waste dozens of hours learning deep technical weeds that will never appear on the test. The optimal way to use the Harris Guide is to treat it strictly as a reference encyclopedia. If a specific concept in the Chapple book confuses you, open the Harris book, read the deep dive explanation, and then put it away. Selecting a book is only half the battle. Knowing exactly how to deploy it as your foundation versus your dictionary determines whether your study hours actually translate into points. Once the foundation is laid, you have to transition to the official CISSP practice tests. This is where you actually learn the required managerial mindset. On exam day, you face severe friction. You will stare at 4 options where 3 of them are technically valid ways to solve a problem. Drilling practice questions forces you into the deeply uncomfortable mental state of looking at correct technical actions and eliminating them because they don't align with business policy or risk management. You have to accept a difficult trade-off. You are no longer searching for the right technical answer. You are hunting for the best risk management answer. Reading the core book builds your vocabulary and theoretical knowledge, but grinding through the practice tests builds the specific decision-making framework the exam demands. Without rigorous, frustrating practice sessions, all the theoretical knowledge in the world will collapse when you face the nuanced, tricky phrasing of the actual exam questions. If staring at textbooks drains your energy, video training from platforms like Destination Certification or LinkedIn Learning is your release valve. They are excellent for visual learners, but there is a trap here too. Videos simplify complex domains brilliantly. But passively watching them cannot replace the rigorous phrasing practice you get from taking tests. Videos must always be paired with your question bank. Beyond books and videos, there is one critical resource that almost every failing candidate completely ignores: the official CISSP exam outline. This pie chart illustrates exactly what the outline tells you. The exam domains are not weighted equally. By cross-referencing your study plan against this document, you see precisely which topics demand heavy focus and which ones require only a light review. Doing this mapping takes an hour of upfront planning. In exchange, you save hundreds of hours by cutting out material that ISCC2 barely tests. The exam outline acts as your structural guardrail. It keeps your limited, highly valuable study time strictly focused on the concepts that actually yield a passing score. This decision tree maps out exactly how to build your customized, lean stack. Your optimal setup depends entirely on your specific life constraints and how your brain absorbs information. For the time-poor professional, you execute the absolute minimal stack: the Chapple book, practice tests, and the exam outline. You maximize ROI for your limited hours, accepting the risk that you won't have a secondary resource to lean on if a concept gets tough. For the deep dive technical engineer, your stack is the Chapple guide, and you intentionally lock away the Harris Encyclopedia. You force yourself into a managerial mindset, accepting the uncomfortable feeling of glossing over the technical details you already know. And for the visual learner, you lead with video courses to maintain momentum, keeping a textbook purely as a reference tool. Your trade-off is extreme discipline. You have to rely heavily on practice test reviews to master the written exam phrasing. Notice what all three paths share. They rely on an extreme limitation of inputs. No one is trying to read 5 books. Acknowledging your specific learning bottleneck, whether it's time, technical baggage, or attention span, is the only way to pick a stack that guarantees a high return on your investment. Let's put this new mindset to the test. Imagine you have exactly 3 months before you sit for the exam. What is your most effective strategy? You could try reading 5 books, binge-watching random YouTube videos, or memorizing a dictionary of technical commands. The only correct answer is committing to one primary book, rigorous practice questions, and a strictly structured study plan. Because the CISSP does not care how many flashcards you bought. It rewards high-level, prioritized decision-making over frantic resource gathering. Mastering the ability to curate information and define your scope represents the very first demonstration of your judgment as a security manager.
Welcome to the Cybersecurity Forum. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like the video. This is to get the latest cybersecurity news and updates. Stay secure with us.